We have a new warning for the night owls out there. There's a new study published in the journal Psychiatry Research showing if you usually go to bed past 1 a.m., you could be at higher risk of mental health issues. According to researchers, staying up past 1 a.m. could make people 20 to 40% more likely to struggle with anxiety and depression. They say research points to people making worse decisions after midnight, which could play a role in negative mental health outcomes. Joining us now to talk about this, Dr. Raj Dasgupta, a pulmonary care and sleep specialist. Doctor, thanks for being here on this. Let's start with why being a night owl. Why would that make you struggle with mental health more?
Well, when we talk about being a night owl, it goes into this broad topic of circadian rhythm problems. And what is your circadian rhythm? It's that internal body clock that makes you wake up and go to bed in sync with our 24-hour solar day. But some of us, they tend to gravitate to sleep late and wake up late, that night owl you're referring to. And some people go to bed early and wake up early. That's that morning lark, early bird. But the big thing is, are our night owls, are they sleep deprived? Because let's be honest, if you go to bed at 1 and you let them sleep that 7 to 9 hours, sweet spot being 8, they should get good quality and quantity sleep. But when you got to wake up for society, your job, my job, school, being a good parent, social obligations, you will be sleep deprived. And sleep deprivation affects every single organ in the body. And I got to tell you, I'm not really surprised by these results in the broad statement that people who have delayed sleep phase syndrome, night owls who are sleep deprived, sure, depression, anxiety, all these things are things that we have well established. So yeah, I don't want to scare anyone for going to bed late. It's just make an effort to have that good quantity and quality sleep on top of that.
I see. So if someone is going to bed at 2 a.m., but they're getting a full 8 hours, you would say no problem with it, totally fine, not going to be at increased risk of mental health issues?
And well, you said some strong words, totally and fine. There will be studies that, when you are tending to stay up late, associations, right? It's going to be the fact that, number one, did you make the right disorder? What mimics being a night owl? How about just insomnia? And in chronic insomnia definitely has been strongly associated with that. And people who are the night owls, they struggle to fall asleep. And sometimes they'll do things like drink that alcohol, or in the morning, because they're excessively sleepy, they'll take stimulants. So no, by no means do I want to say that there are like tendencies to have strong associations with that. And what happens with your diet when you're staying up late? You're not grabbing the Avion water and the celery sticks. It could be something else like those Choco Tacos. So weight and all these things factor in. So I would say this is that it's good to try to be, in getting that good quantity, 7 to 9 hours, getting that good quality sleep, trying to get REM sleep, trying to get deep sleep. But of course, avoiding sleep deprivation is very important.
For sure. I think they discontinued the Choco Taco, which was a
Are you sure? I'm gonna go look that up after this episode.
Sad day for me and my 2 a.m. Choco Taco binge. Is the research compelling enough in your eyes that people who are sleeping after 1 a.m. should adjust their sleep schedules accordingly? And any tips on how to do that?
Well, I want to be humble in the sense that, life is so tough. And, another, recent interview I did was about shift work disorder, and how people are naturally, just because they want to make a living, are working late or working early or have rotating shifts. It's tough. And I would say that if you wanted to try to get back in sync with the normal sleep schedule, sometimes it's easier said than done. Some people are genetically predisposed to do this. Of course, a lot is going to be behaviorally induced, but do things simple. What I call cognitive behavioral therapies, your thoughts, your actions, some basic sleep hygiene. Put your phone away at night, work on what happens during the day, getting a little more exercise. And of course, you do want to see a sleep specialist because you want to make the right diagnosis. Make sure there's not underlying obstructive sleep apnea. We're not talking about chronic insomnia. And when we talk about tools that will help specifically the night owl, well-timed melatonin at night, maybe some light in the morning. I'm lucky I live in California. I get light when I just wake up, so that helps me out in the morning. And of course, there's ways to adjust your rhythm, but be patient, because remember, every week is a temptation. It's Friday night, it's Saturday night. Yeah. Why don't you want to stay up late?
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.